Okay, quick little call to action there, but ready, check, go. Here we are. What are we talking about on this one, Nick? Why, in coordination with Ziggs or the items?
Not even like it's not about Ziggs or the items itself, right?
Okay.
Basically, like this is for Q dodge and ready check penalties. All right. So there's 3 routes on this one, right? When you get in, before you get into a game, you have to hit accept. All right. Basically, it's curbing the amount of time that it takes to put people into like an actual champion select. All right. That's the first thing. If you miss your queue, you're gonna get penalized for it. So like if you're playing League of Legends and you're playing the game, make sure that you're here for the ready queue because it shouldn't take more than a minute or 2. Okay. Right? That's the first thing. The other way that this is impacting people, right, is the queue dodgers, right? And so these people, the way that it works is they'll get into a game, right? And let's say they like before they used to like look you up, and if they don't like you, like your win rate or the champions that you like to play, they'll just dodge. And what happens is they'll take like a small LP loss, which is like their points, right? And then they'll just re-queue, right? And so they'll just dodge you as a player, right? Which puts everybody else back in the queue and inconveniences everybody else. The penalty wasn't harsh enough for these people. Excuse me. So they're increasing the penalty for those guys. Like this is all like part of the same problem of just not being able to start the games fast enough because of the people who are doing this maliciously. The people who are negatively impacted on this are whenever you come across a person who's toxic, right? Like if you have a person that you're like, even if you mute them, but then they like, if you're last pick and they just go like, and you're usually what happens is you're able to signal, I'm going to play this champion, right? You pick the champion, you show that you're going to pick this champion before you actually comes to your pick. Somebody could just say, hey, F you, buddy. I'm playing Garen now. You're not playing Garen. And they can just take your champion, right? People will dodge because of that. And, it's rough. That does happen. I would say probably get over that in that aspect.
Yeah. If anything, that's just kind of catering to one tricks. I mean, with a game of like 160 champions, you should be playing more than just one.
True, but some people do it maliciously is my point, right? Like some people will literally maliciously target you in the matchmaking, or they'll ban out your champion instead of picking it. You want to play that champion? Sorry, I used my 1 ban in order to ban the champion that you wanted to play. I don't care. I don't like playing against them. So it negatively impacts those people who have already had a bad experience and left that queue to get away from those people that were giving them a bad experience. So those are like the 3 opportunities where this affects people. But for the most part, it's really just going to penalize the people who are repeated offenders. And those are at higher ranks, probably like most of the time. Like if they catch,
the player pool, the player pool a lot better up there anyway, too. OK, that makes sense. This is like an adjustment to change player behavior and penalize bad player behavior a bit more.
Yes, correct. Okay. And that's it. Like it's a good change overall. It's nice.
All right. I think that kind of wraps up all the League of Legends patch notes we wanted to go over, what we're expecting for the Worlds tournament, what we're seeing here. Any final thoughts, meta-wise, you're expecting to see, Nick, for Worlds with these notes?
No, not meta-wise. Like I'm not really sure how they're going to change the game because we have 14.9 and then 15.0 is the pre-patch. So, and that comes after Worlds, like usually like November. So we have 2 pretty big patches that are coming up. So, you never know how this game's going to change.
True. I know we were talking about this isn't the final one, but this was the foundational level of patch notes, small adjustments to kind of start inching us to a direction. And maybe they're just trying to see how the competition goes, see if they can start shifting things up because maybe they want less lane swapping and they can do that with their patch notes. But we'll see how it goes. We maybe have 2 more of these patch notes to kind of big adjustments for Worlds coming up. And so stay tuned, see what's going on with that.